Hello everyone, it's Miss Peltier again for our ninth and hopefully final distance learning video. We are doing solving rational equations for the third day because this is kind of a complex thing, so hopefully you're being successful with it. This should be the 10th and final day that we are out of school. Hopefully we're going back to school. Easter's coming up this weekend, so I hope you have a happy Easter with your family. You will have an assignment. It will be a worksheet just like the last two. That was the same material. It's in the Google Drive. We'll make this one due on the 15th. So if we do go back to school, you'll have a couple of days to ask questions if you didn't understand it, if it was too much for you. Make sure that you reach out. Hopefully you were able to visit some of our Google Hangouts and ask questions as you went along and you were practicing your stuff. Okay? So our steps are the same as they have been for the last 4 installments that we've been doing. So notice that we've got larger polynomials down here on the bottom this time. Our first binomial, it doesn't factor. Second one doesn't factor. So just like we talked before, it may be helpful for you to wrap those in parentheses so you don't try to mistakenly pull those apart and treat them as separate factors, because they're really not. Now this trinomial that's in the third fraction, we may want to try to factor it, see if it factors. So I would start with 2x and x, and then just so that you know, most of the time, these factors that we have over here, a lot of times are part of this factor that we've got here. So since I'm looking at a 4, and I have a 4 here, and I have a 1 there, I'm hoping that this is going to be 1 and this is going to be my 4. And I can double check with my double chin method that we did previously. This gives me 8x, and this gives me 1x. 8 and 1 will give me 7 if they're both pluses. And remember, with that fancy double chin method, or handy double chin, we can erase the double chins and nobody knows we really did that. We were able to sneak it in and they think we could just do that in our head. I'm going to put a line through that because I don't need it anymore. So looking at my factors, sorry, I messed up on the signs. You should have a -1 and a +4 to make it a -4 here, and to make that a +7 because you want a +8 and then subtract 1. Sorry. So least common denominator is going to be our 2x minus 1. Remember, even though it shows up 2 times, it's only once per fraction, so we only need 1. And x plus 4, again, once per fraction. So we're going to multiply each of our fractions. 2x minus 1 times x plus 4, and 2x minus 1 times x plus 4, and 2x minus 1 times x plus 4. And then we do our reducing like we did before. 2x minus 1 reduces with 2x minus 1, leaving me with an x times an x plus 4. Here, my x plus 4's cancel, leaving me with a 3 times a 2x minus 1. And here, my 2x minus 1's cancel, my x plus 4's cancel, leaving me with just a 21. So, do our distributing. X squared plus 4x plus 6x minus 3 is equal to 21. Collect my like terms, and I'm going to move my 21 over in the same step. So I have x squared. 6x plus 4x gives me 10x. -3, when I subtract 21, I get a -24 equals 0. So now I can try to factor that. X and x. Since I have a leading coefficient of 1, I'm looking for factors of 24 that will add or subtract to be 10. Well, initially I think of 6 and 4, but remember this tells me my signs need to be different. Well, if my signs are different, 6 and 4, that would give me a -2 or a +2. Since I want a 10 with 24, I'm going to want to use 12 and 2. So that, remember our double chin, this gives me 2x, this gives me 12x. To get a +10 and different signs, I need my 12 to be positive and my 2 to be negative. Because we did our double chin in our pencil, we can erase it and keep going. Set each one equal to 0. And solve x is equal to -12 and x is equal to +2. We can do a quick check my two factors. If I plug a -12 in, that's -24 minus 1 is -25, that's good. If I do -12 plus 4, it's not 0, so that's good. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3, that's fine. 2 plus 4 is 6, they're both good answers. Remember, you're only eliminating an answer if it is equal to 0 when you plug it in. Okay, so the next one. More factors. Notice we have a y plus 1 and we have a y minus 5. I'm going to wrap those in parentheses so that we don't forget that they're a group. We can factor this polynomial. We're going to start with 2y and y. My factors of 5 to get a 9. I'm going to want my 5 to be on this end and my 1 over here. Remember our double chin. That gives me 10y. This gives me 1y. To get a -9, I want a -10 and a +1. We like that double chin because then we can erase it and nobody knows we did it. Now, LCD. I know I'm going to need a 2y plus 1. I only need 1 because there's 1 per fraction. And I'm going to need a y minus 5. So we multiply everything by 2y plus 1, and y minus 5. A 2y plus 1 and a y minus 5. A 2y plus 1 and a y minus 5. Y minus 5's cancel. Whoops, sorry, forgot to change my pen color. Y minus 5's cancel. That leaves me with 2 times 2y plus 1. Here, my y plus 2's cancel. That leaves me with y minus 5 times y minus 1 equals, here everything cancels, and that leaves me with a 2. So now we do our multiplying. We're going to distribute our 2 and get 4y plus 1. Sorry, 4y plus 2. Distributing here really requires us to do FOIL, so we're going to distribute twice. Distribute with the y and get a y squared and a minus y. And then when we distribute our -5, we'll get a -5y and a plus 5 equals 2. When we collect our like terms, I'm going to have 4y. Let's put our y squared first. Sorry. Y squared. I only have one of those. I have a 4y minus y is 3. Minus 5y is a -2y. And then 5 plus 2 is 7 equals 2. When I set it equal to 0, I get y squared minus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. Now, we try to factor that. We'll do y and y. The only factors I have of 5 are 1 and 5, but 1 and 5 will either give me a 6 or a 4. So this does not factor, so there is no solution. Now, I've done a couple of them that have no solutions for you, but keep in mind, we don't have a whole lot that have no solutions, so you want to be careful with that, okay? You will have your assignment, and hopefully we are back in school next week, but if we are not, we will continue with sort of this sort of format. We'll find out as far as grading goes what we're supposed to do with those, but make sure that you've been staying on top of your stuff and not letting your grade go down, because at some point you're going to have a grade for something. So keep your head up. Hopefully we're almost out of this, but continue to do whatever they warn us to do. We want to make sure that everybody's safe and healthy. So make sure that you're practicing your social distancing still, and that you're washing your hands, and keep your hands off your face. It's difficult for me. And the whole not seeing your faces and not getting to see y'all every day, it has really made it hard. The hardest thing for me is not being able to go to watch you play in any of the things that you guys do outside of school. So it's I'm really looking forward to being back in the classroom with y'all, and so that we can have a little bit more fun. This is not nearly as fun learning. It's definitely put me outside of my box to learn a little bit more, and I appreciate you guys being patient with us. But don't know that I was really expecting to have to do this 28 years into teaching. But we do what we have to do. So hopefully it helped y'all. Keep up the good work. Let us know if you need anything. And hopefully this is our last video. So signing off. See y'all later.